Well, hello there, and welcome to the living room of the dollhouse for another reading from The Secret Language of Birthdays by Garrett Goldschneider and Joost for July 17th, the day of career concerns. And here we have us an image, or an illustration rather, of a goat on a what do you call it? On a gear sprocket turned by a crank. Career aspiration or career concern, particularly? Who's to say? But that's what they chose, so let's stick with it. The goat on the cog with the crank. Hey, is it July 17th and it's your birthday today? Well, if it is, I just want to extend you a heartfelt happy birthday. And if you're finding this video long or shortly after your birthday has come and gone, well, I hope you had a happy birthday. But for everyone else who's just joining us randomly, I want to say hello and welcome, and I hope you enjoy yourself. Before we dive in, let's do a little dice roll. This is the Diecast, a birthday cast, so let's roll some dice. So why might we be rolling some dice, you may be wondering? For synchronicity's sake. That's right. Hey, what do we roll? Well, it didn't really change much. We got us a 4 and a 1, 4 or 5. That's right, a 4 in the root and a 1 in the crown for all you folks that like the whole chakra stuff up and down the lateral part of your body. I think it's lateral, medial maybe. Hey, in any event, hey, what's synchronicity, you may be wondering? Well, it's just the universe's way of showing us we're on the path and that we can get back on the path if we have ventured away from it. And the numbers are just a way of doing that. Just be on the lookout for your 1s, 4s, and 5s. And who's to say? Maybe you're just taking a nice little walk and you see a car pass by and it's got those numbers in the license plate. That could be a sign for you that, hey, I'm doing what I should be doing. Taking a nice little stroll and getting some exercise, getting my mind off all the trash that's bothering me. Any of that stuff. So it can be real simple or it can be real complicated. Who's to say? Or you can roll your own numbers. But my intention there was for those numbers to be for you. So hey, they may work, they may not. Or you just don't believe any of that mumbo jumbo. Who's to say? But my mind is for you. It is your birthday. And this day, this reading, this whole thing is for you so that you feel a little bit special and you enjoy yourself. So if any of this applies, hey, all the better. If it doesn't, it's all for fun, all right? It is your birthday. So let's dive in, shall we? Your month is July. Your day is the 17th. Your sign is 23 to 26 degrees Cancer of the Cancer 3 period specifically. And your quality and element is Cardinal water. All right, July 17th. The day of career concerns. That's right. Those born on July 17th often manifest a great urge to become a star or rise to the top in their career. Yet this desire is believed belied by their modest, serious, even shy demeanor. One should not mistake their shyness for passivity or reclusiveness, however. For in their chosen field of endeavor, their dynamic personalities are to be reckoned with. Behind a serious exterior often lies a fine sense of humor, which can come out when they are relaxed. Less highly evolved individuals born on this day may be frustrated with their lives because they have not yet discovered their strengths nor acknowledged the latent ambition that simmers within them. July 17 people may fix on money or objects of power, but more often than not, invest their time and energy in themselves. Less highly evolved individuals born on this day may mistake their energies on, or misplace rather, their energies on undeserving people, organizations, or trivial pursuits, thus robbing themselves of their most precious possession, time. Career counseling early in life may be helpful to some July 17 people, not only to determine where their abilities lie, but also to learn how best to promote them. And July 17 people do well as freelancers, small business people, and in jobs with a high degree, of autonomy. They may very well have a supporting husband or wife in the background, but for the most part, they're solo players. And for a time, they can enjoy a regular 9 to 5 job, but when they have gained the experience they need, they had better move on to more independent ventures. And once they have established themselves in a suitable field of endeavor, they will inexorably rise to the top. And this makes them very worthwhile investment for any affluent person who believes in them. So strong are the convictions and self-confidence of highly evolved July 17 people that they have the patience to wait years for recognition, as long as they are able to continue their chosen work without interruption. All the while they are influencing, perhaps manipulating those around them in very subtle ways to further their work objectives. July 17 people must periodically evaluate their progress, however, as it may be that they are moving too slowly. Finding a capable agent or representative may be crucial to those artists born on this day whose work demands exposure. Sometimes life events can cause a July 17 person to change direction while at or approaching the pinnacle of success. And often this move will be humanly motivated, either through self-realization, a spectacular revelation, or accident of some kind. And generally, July 17 people apply the same energy to their new life's work, though it may be of a less ambitious, perhaps more spiritual nature. And those born on this day are also capable of resuming earlier careers later in life. Well, all right. What did you think of the breakdown? Did it speak to you at all? Well, let's leave with the assumption that it did, because that's what I wrote in the notes. So let's refer to what I had to say about this whole thing. Don't mistake quietness for passivity. Is that Ted Kaczynski, anyone? That's right. As it turns out, he was not born on this day. No, that's May 22nd. And you should go watch that video because it is uncanny, the similarities that are mentioned in that day with the Unabomber there. And see, I have a lot of respect for modest folks who are formidable in their field. You know, you got your big personalities, they're fun and they have their place. But someone who knows their trade and who doesn't advertise from on high exudes a confidence that sheer bombast just can't compete with, in my modest opinion. As for the less evolved, frustrated folks who haven't found their calling or their strength, I just want to say keep cooking, all right? That's what you got to do, baby. Sometimes, you just got to fight through the frustration. You got to slow bake it, right? But get excited. That's what I try to tell myself when I'm just feeling them doldrums or I don't want to do anything. Get excited, baby, because when you are excited, well, motivation and energy follows. And here's the thing, you might also find you're already doing the thing that you're meant to do. It's hidden from you because there's a few little elements that are missing. You're doing a bunch of different little things and you haven't figured out the connective tissue between them. You haven't figured out how to synthesize them into something new and original and all your own. That's what you got to do. That's the work. That is the work. And it's just simply hidden from you because it's spread across a myriad of things. What else did I write here? Connective tissue that marries them creates something entirely new and inventive. Or perhaps it means that simply affords you the ability to do so. That's right. You just got to find the means that affords you the ability to do so. That's part of the work too. Maybe finding you a part-time job or a job that allows you to do two things at once. Part of your work, that's something that supplements it. Anyway, you get the point, I reckon. And here's the other thing. Just be mindful, stay excited, and keep cooking. That's right. What else have we got here? It's not saying. I also wrote, pay that. I totally lost my place. You got to get that meat to separate from the bone. That's the slow cook. I just missed it. Let's see. Speaking of time, I had a Windows update recently, and it's just like it totally put the brakes on any of the work I was doing. Like the little interruption just there. And what did I do? I just made sure that I pivoted to something that I could do. And what was that? I put the notes together. That's what I did. That's right. Just find something you do with your time, and so later you're going to feel great. And then, because you got something done, you put your time to good use. I also try to what I call voluntary dissonance. If I have myself a migraine and I don't want to do anything but try and sleep it away, well, you know what I do? I go find chores to do if I can sally the energy to do it. Because you know what? Nobody wants to do chores and crap we don't want to do when we're feeling great. So why not do it when you feel like trash? That's right. Voluntary dissonance. All right, that's what I wrote down for all of this here. Just keep turning that goat, baby. Keep cranking away. You're going to do all right. Hopefully that applies to you, all right? Let's move on to your numbers and your planets, all right? Those born on the 17th of the month are ruled by the number 8. And we didn't roll one of those, though, did we? And by the planet Saturn. Saturn tends to carry a serious aspect, which may make July 17 people unnecessarily severe with themselves and with others. The number 8 carries a conflict between the material and spiritual worlds, and those ruled by the number 8 can be lonely, emphasized by July 17 people's influence by the moon, or Cancer's ruler, and also prone to indulge in excess. All right, what do we write for the numbers and the planets there? Conflict between the material and the spiritual, and a severeness with yourself and with others. Hey, that just comes with the territory. And I would say half the battle is being mindful of the fact that has power over you. Happens to me too, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just, those projects that you got cooking, even if you're doing good with them, your mind is still on them. You take that out on other people because you're a little bit frustrated. And then people just jump into your stream or jump into your life and you're kind of flipping with them. Your mind's just on other crap. So if you're mindful of that, sometimes you can go up, you can stop yourself. What's the other thing? If you find you're lonely, well, simply being mindful of it. Simply being mindful of it. Let yourself ride it out. Experience it, okay? That's part of life, being lonely or being fulfilled on the other side of the spectrum there. And, sometimes we can't predict when those things are going to happen. So when you're lonely, use it as an opportunity to discover something about yourself or reflect on why that might be. Because let's just say you go 2 years without ever feeling that. And then you're just like, that happiness, what are you really discovering from all of that? It's when you're lonely or you're going through something tough that you can really drill down on what's going on instead of just riding it out. Use it as an opportunity, like I did with the notes during the Windows update. And you know what? Sometimes you just gotta stew. You gotta let that meat come off the bone. That's right. And what else I do? Just keep cranking that goat. You're gonna feel better later knowing you rose to the occasion. All right? Anything else I put on? Or potentially benefit from what you learned by being mindful. Look at it like an opportunity, said all that. And just like good moments, they don't come along all the time. Opportunity. Seize the moment, even if it feels like a horrible one. All right, let's move on to your tarot, the more eclectic of the metaphysical practices. But hey, it's all for fun, even if you don't believe in it. So let's get to it. Your tarot. The 17th card of the major arcana is the Star. That's right, which shows a beautiful naked girl under the stars, pouring refreshing water on the parched earth with one pitcher, and reviving the stagnant water of a pond with the other. She represents the glory of the earthly life, but also material enslavement to it. The stars above her are an eternal reminder of the presence of the spiritual world. And July 17th people then should always aim for the stars and never forget the higher goals of life. All right, I think I said all that with loneliness. Don't get trapped in the doldrums. You gotta just wade your way through. And see, shoot for the stars even when the sun's out. That's right, they're still out there even though they're masked by that beautiful blue sky, by clouds, or light pollution. And sometimes you gotta get naked and revive that parched earth and that stagnant water, literally or figuratively. Just be mindful of the local laws, am I right? That's right. All right, let's dive in with your health. All right. July 17th, people usually well motivated when it comes to caring for their physical health, as they understand that their success depends on it. In addition to their sensible diet, they should also take sufficient vitamins and mineral supplements, particularly vitamin C. However, unless they prepare themselves psychologically as well, they will never be able to withstand competitive stresses in their work, nor will they be tough enough to handle tragedy if and when it strikes. Those July 17th people who have not yet devoted enough time to get to know themselves or have become overly dependent emotionally on a supporting figure in their lives may break down over the loss of a loved one. Thus, all activities promoting self-awareness, say spiritual training, yoga, psychological therapy, classes, reading, and study, will be well worth the investment. And they were basically saying what I said about just diving in with that loneliness or whatever challenge it might be. That's right. What else is that right here? I like that. Your success is contingent on your health, for good or bad. You know, I do a lot of study on different figures who influenced me throughout history, and Ulysses S. Grant being one of them. You can see some of the videos I did with his reading there. He wrote his memoirs, which he said he was never going to do. When he was staring down the barrel of throat cancer. And no sooner than when he was finished and he put down the pen, he kicked the bucket. But he had to get some money in the pockets of his family because he was destitute, and he knew he was going to get a nice little paycheck if he wrote that book. I think Mark Twain published it. So yeah, even if you've got bad health, sometimes that can be a motivator. So sally yourself through the throes of pain to get things done. And here I wrote about the migraine, the voluntary dissonance. And let's see, you got to prepare yourself for tragedy. So keep yourself on the right track. What else we got here? Boom. Let's see. Got to prepare for tragedy, get to know yourself, focus on self-awareness, and basically all that loneliness, the self-discovery, opportunity I mentioned. And just remember, you got to pour them vitamins in that water and get them minerals on that parched earth. All right, let's move on to some advice. Give at least as much as you get. Avoid manipulating those close to you. Make your intentions clear. Don't sacrifice human concerns for your ambition. Lighten up and let yourself laugh. Oh, that's right. That's pretty good advice. Acts of service. You can't just be focused on yourself all the time. Maybe just do them for their own sake, even if it fully falls into voluntary dissonance. Like, we know a lot of us don't like doing stuff for other people. And that stew needs to cook. Like I said, that goat needs to get cranked. That parched earth needs its vitamin C, and that stagnant water needs its mineral supplements. That's right. Okay, let's dive in with your meditation. Problems in life are simply challenges to grow. That's right. Once again, problems in life are simply challenges to grow. Yes, sir. I said, yes, don't be blind to the opportunity, as I keep drilling down on. Or look for your synchronicity numbers. That's right. The 1 and the 4 for the 5. It's an opportunity. Okay, hey, let's see what we got else here with your strengths and your weaknesses. Your strengths, you're ambitious, you're serious, and you're self-confident. Your weaknesses, you're overconfident, unapproachable, and hardened. Oof. What else we got here? Let's dive in with those born on this day so we know what company the July 17th people are in, and maybe we can get a little bit more context for that personality type. Though a lot of times are people I never even heard of, so be prepared for that. And be prepared for me to mess up them names if they're Greek, Russian, Polish, or French. All right. So born on this day, we've got John Jacob Astor, who was a German-born fur trader in New York, multi-millionaire financier, and he owned a large portion of Manhattan. We have John Paul Jones, the Scottish-born U.S. Navy commander, an 1812 war hero, and he defeated the British Navy. We have James Cagney, the film actor. Brian Trottier was a hockey center, I'm assuming he was French, led New York Islanders to a four straight Stanley Cups. He was a top scorer, MVP. We have Donald Sutherland, the film actor. We also have Dawn Upshaw, the soprano. Earl Stanley Gardner, the mystery story writer, and is famous for the Perry Mason series. We also have Bernice Abbott, the New York photographer. Diane Carroll is a singer and actress. Phoebe Snow, she was a singer. Chico Freeman, who was a jazz tenor saxophonist and a band leader. We have Daryl LaMonica, was a football quarterback, and his nickname was the Mad Bomber, not to be confused with old Ted Kaczynski there, even though he was the Unabomber. Let's see, we got two-time AFC passing leader. We have Peter Kelly, I'm supposing. He was a comic musician. And we have Nicolette Larson, who was a singer. Phyllis Diller, the comedian. Sir Donald Francis Tovoy was a British music writer and theoretician and a pianist. We have Eleanor Stieber, an opera singer. Vince Guaraldi was a jazz pianist and a composer of the Peanuts cartoon theme. We have Richard M. Scammon, the election analyst and political science statistician. And Lionel Finnegar was a painter and a characterist. Your season is summer. Your sign, once again, is Cancer, of the Cancer 3 period specifically. And your quality and element is Cardinal water. And this has been The Secret Language of Birthdays by Gary Goldschneider and Joost Elfers for July 17th, the day of career concerns. I have an affiliate link for this book down in the description there if you want to get you your own copy and let it grace your coffee table. It makes a great opportunity for a conversation starter or icebreaker if you got company over. You're going to enjoy it a lot. I'll tell you what. And to get the conversation started, for better or for worse. To say, like, maybe this didn't at all speak to you today. Maybe it won't at all speak to the people you read it to. Anyhow, I might get a little commission off that, or the donate button if you go down to that, the donate link. Here nor there, I'm here to entertain you folks. And so if you want to give, just do so. I appreciate it. What else? Hey, if it was your birthday, I just want to say happy birthday. And for everyone else who joined us out of curiosity, I hope you enjoyed yourself. Once again, your numbers, this applies to you folks whose birthday it wasn't. 4 and a 1, 4 or 5. Just keep on the lookout. Or get you your own dice. Roll you your own dice for your own numbers. Or get a bunch of people together for a group synchronicity walk. There's more power and intention when there's more people. That's right. Well, they call that the consensus reality. All right, hey, once again, happy birthday. Take care of yourselves. And we'll see you on the next one if you decide to see another birthday reading. All right, take care of yourselves. If I haven't said it too many times before. Keep cranking that goat.